Hey, look out, Jack. We back with another banger. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We back in the end with it. I got the soldier rag on. Let them boy. We throwing out the soldier rag on the board, but we finna get into that boy. You know, Killer Stone. Hey, and Gangsta told plenty of stories about Killer Stone. Killer Stone wasn't nothing to play with. You know, so we finna jump into this and see how Killer Stone was moving out here.
I pull up and Stone them was out there, whatever. Stone said, hold up, hey, y'all pause her for a second. Cause they used to be spooked to Stone like a motherfucker, you see what I'm saying? So, hey, the stopped at the corner trying to figure out if he wanna go left or right, and Stone ran up to the car, grabbed the up under his arm with the other arm and snatched him out the car. You see what I'm saying? And took the bread and walked the fuck off.
Man, me and Stone used to snatch purses and all that together. We grew up together. Stone was like my brother. Stone used to be fighting for me, man. A big dude try to fight me, Stone will knock him out.
They seen Stone break somebody's jaw, like stuff like that. I hear stories, but I always think he was more respected than feared. And I think that whatever he had to do, it was for his respect. But I don't think he would have been able to move the way he was moving without respect. Because fear, somebody, they like tweaking to take you down.
He was one of the original hot boys, right? I don't know if he was an original, but he was a hot boy, right?
That was one of the first, like coming up Uptown. I'm from Uptown, and that was one of the first names I ever heard. Gangsta and Stone, that was the first two names I ever heard.
I ain't gonna cap. Boy, now get your bone crusher looking ass out the mic. You know you wrong for getting on there looking like that. That's a very important.
Before I drop an album, before I did anything, you know what I'm saying? I was a hood celebrity, you dig? I'm a gangster in the hood just having a good time.
He was one of the original hot boys, right? I don't know if he was an original, but he was a hot boy, right?
That was one of the first, like coming up Uptown. I'm from Uptown, and that was one of the first names I ever heard. Gangsta and Stone, that was the first two names I ever heard.
Okay, from the hot boys.
Well, yeah.
I wasn't never a hot boy, but I was raised by the hot boys. The original hot boys, not the rap hot boys. The original hot boys.
Wack was in the clique, you feel me? Wack was like, man, that's Killer Stone, right hand man, Wack.
This the type of people I was around, like Wacko. Like that's the type of people that was around me, not Diesel. It was more personal. Somebody who could pick you up from school. The person that I talked to the most, so that's really, to this day is my family, is Elton. It's Habib. Like, that's somebody who is like, was always there. He definitely check in with me.
Like, Gangsta, you hear me? Habib, Stone, this is the dudes I come up under. The Hot Boys was like a group that came from Gangsta. Gangsta is the one who created the Hot Boy. He the one started the whole Hot Boy shit. Like everything affiliated with Gangsta had something hot. Peppers, he had peppers all on his car clothes. He had jewelry with peppers. You know what I'm saying? Hot Boy, you know, and the shit became, you know.
When I was a baby, I don't know who took the picture, but somebody took a picture of me and Gangsta, and they published it in this magazine, and they thought that I was his daughter. So they actually put that out there. It was like, they stole his baby, and I know my dad had to be like, hold up.
Hey, they got 50s on next to the 100s, bro. Somebody trying to mess up my cup, man.
Have your life ever been put in danger due to your dad's lifestyle?
No, and a lot of people tell me the way that I'm able to move is off the strength of him and because of the relationships that he had. And I didn't know this. I had a wonderful life. I was in the projects all my life. I was in the Magnolia all my life. I never had an encounter, with anybody. My mama never had an encounter with anybody. His family just was always safe.
You say you grew up in the Magnolia, you say?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like we stayed in Magnolia Coast. That's where my grandmother stayed. And then my daddy actually stayed underneath us. So both of my grandmas on the same block.
Oh, wow, okay.
So I would be like, basically one of them ain't home, the other one don't be home. So I was going back and forward. The same court with Toki, with Hefner, with Nino,
okay.
with Magnolia Brown. Like, that was my, cousins, all my cousins.
The last time he was arrested, what was that all about?
I'm not even gonna lie to you. Drug stuff. I don't know anything about like the specifics. I've heard the rumors about when they did the D-Boy documentary and, you know, they found the money, you know, that was a flag or whatever that, you know, people been looking into him.
This clothes is like 25 stacks.
Have you ever seen anything on that level as far as the big crates of money that they had in the video?
No, and people wouldn't believe me if I said, I'd be like, I don't know what this is, I don't know what this money is. I seen the video, but he showed it to me before it came out. Oh, I got a DVD coming out, I got a documentary coming out. I'm like, all right, well, let me see. So me and my mama, we was watching it, and I'm like, this man in my grandmother's house. I'm like, what is this? What is this money? I'm thinking this, you know, this is play. You know, that's what, in my mind, that's what I'm thinking about. I'm like, this, you know, this just got some Monopoly money in this bag of these boxes, and he counting it, you know, so I also don't know where that money is. People talking about it, I don't have it.
Yeah, probably the feds probably came down on them or some shit like that.
It was the feds, and it's funny because I actually went to one of the court dates. I remember the biggest thing I heard was like heroin. It was just like, okay, like, you know, we're gonna get through this, whatever this is. I don't know how long anything was supposed to be. I don't think my mama had a clear like date and time about sentencing. So I don't even know how long he was supposed to be in there.
So I move slow, I travel around the world with Stone, with Juve and Wacko, nigga, the money is long.
What about Stone? Would you say Stone was kind of like the jail that held a lot of shit together?
I think he did. He definitely did. Definitely.
Everybody speak about him like...
Say Stone's a good dude, bro. Like Stone kept me in the music business. I told you, Stone gave me some money one time. That shit was crazy for me. I used to get shit from him, and one time I asked him for some shit. I thought I told you about this. I wanted to get some shit from him. Like I had went to doing bad. And Lenny come through for me too. I was trying to sell my car and everything. Lenny was like, I ain't buying you for car. Lenny gave me like $2,000-$3,000. And one day I asked Stone for something and he looked at me and said, why the fuck you not rap? I'm like, man, I need to make some money. That nigga went back, slid to his spot, came back and gave me a brown paper bag, $7,500. Like that nigga used to really like Stone used to psych me up with that rap shit though. Like Stone would be like, you tough. And like to hear that come from like Stone, like that shit was something different. So I knew my pen game was rough. Like that's why I used to always fuck with Wacko. He felt the same way about Wacko. That's why me and Wacko used to always go at it. Like he'd be like, bitch, see you in whack. Ooh. But that's why me and Wacko used to be like that. Cause I know he used to pump that same thing in the Wacko, but that used to give you motivation like a motherfucker.
Yo, this Stone from Cash Money bring y'all the number 4 video.
He was with Baby, so I was like, ooh, that boy bust some moves. Like, you know
okay, so yeah, he was fucking with Cash Money, huh?
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? That's how him and that became a group.
Introduce everybody, first I'm gonna start with Mac 10, West Side Rider. We got Killa Stone.
I was real young when he was, you know, dealing with Cash Money, but it still was something that I was a part of. Like, I had plenty of times where he'll say, I'm coming to get you from school, and my mom will pull up.
What is it, weed? It's just dope, man.
It's just dope money, man. It's just going to what you doing. You
Killa Stone, that's one of the landlords in the Magnolia. Like Killa was just like motivation for everybody, bro. Man, Killa ain't have a hater bone in his body, dog. This one person I know, like he would be mad with you if you ain't pushing yourself to your full potential. Like he one of them type of people. Like man, he really wanted out of the neighborhood. Not saying that the Magnolia was bad, but he really wanted something better for everybody. You feel me? Like Killa was one of them type of niggas. He see you hurting, like don't on your ass, and you know niggas laugh at you and be like, oh, you get loaded or some shit like that. Killa ain't find that type of shit funny. He found that type of shit is like crippling. You feel me? Like man. Like, you know, he the type of nigga that'll lift you up like when you really down, you feel me? Like, even though he know you get loaded, he'll still give you money.
That's love, for real.
He'll still come pick you up and put you in the car with him. For somebody to actually come pick somebody up that's on heroin and trust him at that time, That lets you know he had to be a real nigga. You feel me?
Everybody gonna eat. If I see a nigga on the block and he ain't getting it, I'm gonna make sure he's straight. I don't like to see no nigga not have it.
If everybody got dressed in the neighborhood and it's a holiday and you ain't getting nothing, Killa gonna make sure you get something. Like even if it's last minute.
Whoever was with us from Cash Money, all came back and got on our album and did it. Cause we ain't never, everybody left that situation and stayed clicked up.
Black ain't on that yet, I'm gonna tell y'all. That's Juvie. That's Juvie. That's your Stone on that.
Stone, you know you my big dog. Lack, you know you my dog. You know we went through the same shit. We ain't even gotta speak on them bitch ass no more, you hear me? Because the world already know how that went, you hear me? You know what I'm saying? Everybody went their own ways and everybody doing their own thing. Everybody got their own independent situations popping and everybody eating and doing good. And in the future, I guarantee you gonna see a brand new Orleans, you hear me?
My mama said he actually went to the hospital before. The first time he went, not too long ago, when he went to like the first jail, because I know he was loose. And she said he started to not feel well in there. He was like, he was saying something was like in the jail, like in the walls and stuff like that. And he told her he didn't feel good, but typical, it was like,
okay.
It was just brushed over. And I don't think she thought anything of it either. It wasn't, you know, nothing like that. So.
What jail was he in?
In Mississippi.
Okay.
So I think it's Yazoo. Like you said.
What did they say happened?
He had heart failure. So the congestive heart failure. It's crazy. Like his heart gave out.
And was that something he suffered with before, or was that hereditary?
I don't know anything about it. To me, it's the most confusing thing.
Does it run in your family?
No, I don't have anybody that have like heart problems. In my mind, it was just neglect on, you know, him telling them he didn't feel well. All they worrying about is moving him. You know, we'll move you to the next spot and then we'll figure out what's going on. But it just, nothing ever was done about it.
Did you guys ever consider foul play?
No, I didn't ever consider that. And I know,
I'll pick that boy Killa.
I know other people do. I know it's like typical for a lot of people to think that. It wasn't even on my mind because I have the death certificate. So it's like, I'm looking at, you know, what's in my hand. You know, I know what's going on. Like, his sister, you know, went up to she went up to the hospital and stuff with, you know, for everything. So I didn't figure any foul play. I guess I viewed him as such a large person that I don't think anybody would have, you know, really did him anything, played with him like that, you know. And I know it ain't no difference from how he is on the outside to how he was in there. I know people, you know, respected him. I know he had a lot of great bonds. If you crossed him, something gotta be wrong with you. And that's just always, I think you can ask anybody that. And I don't wanna, you know, just speak so much of, oh, you know, this is my daddy. You know, nobody ever, you know, play with him, but I've never met a person, you know, that didn't have respect for him, that didn't speak, you know, so highly of him. People I've never met, when I watch your, you know, interviews and stuff like that, and they talk, it's always like sounding, you know, always genuine.
Yeah.
You gotta be crazy.
Did he have a funeral?
Yeah, it was interesting. Let's say that. It was interesting. It was obviously for me, it was very emotional.
What was it held?
It was at New Home on Corandalet. Okay. That's actually my church. Okay. So, but his sister, she goes to the church as well. So it was like, you know, kind of like a family thing. And we had the funeral. I was like, I'm gonna have to go deal with all these people, you know, thinking about. And funny thing, the funeral, it did not have a lot of people. It did not have a lot of attendance.
We left Cash Money. We still fuck with Juve. That's our nigga. You heard me? Outside of rap, outside of money, he gonna hold it down. He kept it real. Nigga, my last, we gonna rock together.
I hear a lot about Juvenile being his best friend, and you know when he spoke about him, and a bunch of people did Juvie show up at the funeral?
I did not see him, but you know how the family show up late. It was one of those type of situations that they couldn't believe it and they didn't want to see. And I don't want to lie, but I feel like the only person I seen was Turk. I know Cash Money didn't come. I think something was going on. Wayne did like reach out like on Twitter, and it was like, you know, saying the condolences, stuff like that. But they paid for the repast.
Who did?
Cash Money.
Okay.
So they paid for like, we had like, you know, big hall and just, you know, catering and stuff like that.
We come in the blaze up, we bustin' them keys, cause you know I'm gangsters, I wanna be. Holla if you wanna keep, black and yellow viper, sticking like a bumblebee.
Bro, you was around when Killa Stone was around.
Absolutely. Rest in peace to Stone, man. Stone was, I would say he was a monumental figure, you know what I'm saying, to a few people, you know what I'm saying? He really like talked the talk and walked the walk. I met Stone, I'ma say, at a concert for Soulja Slim. And we walked up on each other, you know what I'm saying? We were actually wearing some of the same shoes, some Ballards, I'll never forget that. And we talked about it for a minute, made a little joke about it, but he didn't know who I was. And when I told him who I was, he kind of like gave me a little look. And then we looked at each other, I'm like, it's good, bro. He was like, yeah, it's good. I'm like, that was up. And we dabbed each other off. He said, your business ain't my business. You know what I'm saying? But stand-up dude all the way around the board, man. I mean, he gave words of encouragement to dudes that were out here wilding, that needed to slow down, that were young, 15, 16 years old. He would talk to them, even give them a few dollars, put money in their pocket and tell them chill out.
Yeah, right. So each other, what you just explained was basically was respect.
Oh, absolutely, definitely. We respected each other a lot. We ran each other again, and that was the New Orleans Center. Everybody remember the New Orleans Center, and the High Regency. When you go through the High Regency, go through the Superdome, that's the New Orleans Center, the Macy's and Lord and Taylor's and all that. That was a store called Champs. We were in there, and we would get some shoes, and I gave him a holler, and he hollered back at me. He told me, you know, stay focused. I said, you do the same, big bro. You know what I'm saying? So any kind of way he would give you a words of encouragement, it was a blessing. You know what I'm saying? Dude was solid all the way around the board. He didn't pull no punches.